Hello students, I welcome you all to this AC machines lecture. This is unit 1 three-phase induction motor. In this video we are going to see the torque slip characteristics of induction motor. We have seen already what is torque and we derived the torque equation, and we saw about slip, and then we discussed about the importance of the slip, and then we solved some problems also. So now we are going to see the torque slip characteristics. So based upon the slip, how the torque will change. So what is happening, what is the characters in induction motor, that thing we are going to see in this lecture. Let's go inside. These are the content. Full load equation, torque slip characteristics and different modes, and then we will see the effect of rotor resistance on torque slip characteristics. So if rotor resistance is there in a induction motor, what will happen in a torque slip characteristics? Okay, now we are seeing the full load torque equation. Already we have seen the last video, last lecture we seen the torque equation. So this is the torque equation. T equal to K S E2 square and R2. E2 square R2 divided by R2 square plus X2 whole square. Okay, this is the full load, and then K is the constant. We know that 3 pi 2 pi ns. Ns is the synchronous speed in RPS. Okay, actually, if suppose in the synchronous speed, okay, what will happen? Slip will become 0 when the rotor will rotate near to synchronous speed. That time the slip will be 0 and torque also will be 0. That's why we will always prefer the rotor speed will be little lesser than synchronous speed. Okay, that time what will happen? The value of Sx2, that reactance, rotor reactance will be become very small. So we will neglect that. So we will get the equation like this: T equal to K into Ks E2 square R2 divided by R2 square. This term will be neglected. Now if you see the equation, only is term in the numerator term. If suppose we take all the value constant, E2 constant, R2 constant, K constant, so what will happen? The torque is directly proportional to slip. Okay, in next case, okay, if it is there like this, here both type of region is mentioned here. Next case we will see the next region. Okay, here this is the low slip region. Okay, what we discussed, that is a low slip region. That time initially the slip is 0 and then it will reach to the slip maximum, that level. Okay, up to that point this is the stable region. The slip is the motor will be in stable. Okay, that is a stable region. That time this curve will be like the straight line, which means the slip is proportional to torque. Okay, so this is looking like straight line in stable region, or otherwise a low slip region. Okay, this will be straight line. Okay, and then the slip value also will be small. That's why we are calling this is low slip region. Okay, as the slip increases, what will happen? It will reach the maximum value. The slip will increase and then the value is equal to R2 by X2. That maximum value of torque, okay, when the slip increases, torque also increases. That maximum value of torque is known as pull out torque or breakdown torque. Okay, what is a breakdown torque or pull out torque? As the slip increase, torque also will increase and attain the maximum value. At the maximum torque, what is the value? That is the pull out torque. Okay, after also if it is increase in slip, okay, or what will happen, because of the load it may increase more than that also. Okay, so here we can see the next level, means if suppose the slip is high, what will happen, this is x square, this will be large because s is increasing, this term will increase comparatively R2. So we can neglect R2 term, so we can write the torque equation like this: T equal to Ks E2 square and K E2 square R2 divided by S x2 whole square. Okay, according to this equation, okay, here S square will be there, here S will be there. So if you divide by S square and S, so S will be cancelled. In denominator you will get one S. So if you take remaining all value, all other quantity K, E2, R2 constant, so we can write T inversely proportional to slip. T inversely proportional to slip. So we saw that diagram also. In high slip region, the torque, in low slip region it is increasing, and then slight slip region, that is unstable region, it is 1 by S. But here the torque value will be high, sorry, the slip value will be high. Okay, but torque is showing that it is reducing. So this is the slip. Here S equal to 0, and then that maximum point, after that S equal to 1. So this is a low slip region, and then here S equal to Sm, and then finally S equal to 1. So this is the not stable region. So at higher values of slip, okay, beyond the maximum torque, the torque is inversely proportional to the slip, and then the torque slip characteristics also, it is more rectangular or hyperbola. Okay, we saw in the slip it is not coming down, it is hyperbola. Okay, the region extending from S equal to M to S equal to 1, that is unstable region. In this region, with increase in load, slip increases but torque decreases. Okay, we already saw that diagram. So slip will increase, S equal to N, S is becoming 1, S increasing, but the torque will decrease. Okay, so what will happen in this condition, the motor will not pick up the load, and then it will become, slowly it will stop, the motor will become stop. So in unstable region, value of slip is large, so that it is called high slip region. Now we will see the effect of rotor resistance in on torque slip characteristics. Okay, this is the torque and slip. Already the same way we saw, like this it is going, and then after that it is coming like that. Now we will see the effect of rotor resistance. Okay, actually in slip ring induction motor only we will use the rotor resistance. Additionally we will connect the external resistance. Okay, in squirrel cage we will not connect. So in slip ring, what will be the effect of rotor resistance on torque slip characteristics? The rotor reactance at standstill X2 remains constant. The maximum value of torque developed by an induction motor is independent of rotor resistance R2, which means at standstill condition the X2 is a constant one. There is no change in the X2 value, and then the torque also independent of the rotor resistance. So there is no dependence of R2. So you can see in this figure there is a different variety resistance are given at the this point R2 equal to X2 5 means when the rotor resistance is equal to rotor reactance, that time the torque will be high, that is the maximum torque condition. Okay, we will see that. The effect of change in rotor resistance is a slip at which maximum torque takes place. Greater the rotor resistance, greater the value of slip at which maximum torque occurs. So the thing is, if the rotor resistance increase, what will happen? The slip value also increase, so torque value also increase. Okay, and then for various resistance here it is given. The maximum value of torque can be obtained even at the start by adding much resistance in the rotor circuit. So by adding the resistance, we can increase the maximum, we can increase the torque, starting torque we can increase, and at the time of starting also. So this is the thing I told you, R2 X2, when reactance is equal to resistance of rotor, so S value equal to R2 by X2, it will become 1, so the starting torque will be maximum. So these are the things in the torque slip characteristics and then effect of the rotor resistance. As we conclude this, based upon the at the initial stage the slip value is 0, but the speed is high, but that time the torque also it is slowly increasing, that is proportional. After the maximum torque, the breakdown torque, it is torque is slowly reducing, but the slip is increasing, that is the high slip region. According to the increasing the resistance, rotor resistance, we can increase the slip value and then we can increase the torque value also. Thank you.